Welcome to Psalms of the Savior. I'm Andrew Barb, and the psalm we are studying today is Psalm 2. I've entitled the devotional, The King over the Raging Nations. The main verse we will be looking at is verse 6 of the psalm, and it is as follows. As for me, I have set my king on Zion, my holy hill. Now it's important we read this psalm, Psalm 2, with Psalm 1, as they are meant to be read together. The theme which connects them is, are you with God or against Him? Psalm 1 focuses on the contrast between the way of the righteous and that of the wicked, the way of the wicked. Psalm 2 reveals that the Blessed One of Psalm 1 is God's anointed King and Son. And this is shown in Psalm 2, verse 2 and 6 through 7. Also, it says that all who seek refuge in Him are blessed. Psalm 2:12. Becoming part of His righteous assembly, which is also mentioned in Psalm 1:5. These first two psalms, then, are the keys for participation in the rest. So it calls us to two things primarily. First, choose God's way, which leads to life, rather than the vain, evil way, which leads to death. And two, accept God's Messiah, who is the ruler and shepherd of all, rather than siding with those who rebel against Him, the raging nations. Even with the evil which goes on in our world today, and it's so prevalent in our society, whether it is on the news or on TV, this can give us fear, right? It's the uncertainty that this could give. But we do not have to fear, because God is sovereign over all. Verse 3 says, He who sits in the heavens laughs. The image which we are given is God sitting on the throne. Now other passages pop into my head, like Isaiah 6. In the year King Uzziah died, I saw the Lord seated upon the throne, high and lifted up. Or even Revelation 4 and 5, where it shows the whole cosmos and universe orientated around God's throne. So from this we can understand that God is sovereign over all the events of history. God is in control, and nothing can stop His plans from being accomplished. And this is why we can trust Him with our lives. Now we are told in the psalm, even His enemies are warned to humble themselves and submit to His reign and rule. And this is found in the ending of the psalm, verses 10 to 12. But here we see even God's grace and mercy, even though they are plotting against God and His anointed one. He still offers and extends His hand of mercy. Now the evil in the world may cause fear and anxiety about the future. But the good news is that even as we endure hardships, God reigns over all. Incredibly, God intends for man to participate in His reign. And we see this in creation in Genesis 1:26 to 28, making man in His image and giving dominion over the created order. But how can this all happen in the first place? How can we be part of God's kingdom? Now God established David's reign, and this is found in 2 Samuel 7, that promise that one would reign from David's line, who would reign forever. Now this is partially fulfilled by David, but it is accomplished through Jesus Christ, who fulfills Psalm 1 and 2 in a perfect manner. How does He do this? After defeating death itself and redeeming those who put their faith in Him, He ascended to the right hand of the Father. And now He's extending His reign and rule today, sustaining all things by the word of His power. All who accept His kingship enter into the blessing that God has for humanity. Is that not awesome church. So I have a couple reflection questions for us as we end our time together. How do you participate in God's blessings? Why do the nations rage against the Lord's anointed? Blessings.